Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. This is my first proper video of 2020 and I just want to wish you all a happy new year. Now, a lot of you guys done your top favorite movies of 2019 and I think a lot of the movies I'd pick are on your lists like The Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So it's kind of redundant for me to do that. So I'm going to do my top 10 movies I'm looking forward to in 2020. I have a list here because I have a head like a sieve, so let's get started. The first movie I'm looking forward to is The Tomorrow War. Now, this looks really interesting and the premise is really interesting. There is an alien invasion and Earth's military forces are depleted so much they start pulling soldiers from other time streams in to battle the aliens. And I just like the premise of guys from Vietnam or guys from other like World War II or other conflicts being brought to the future to fight an alien menace. The cast is pretty strong. You've Chris Pratt, who everyone knows from Guardians of the Galaxy and Jurassic World, and Yvonne Straczynski, who you may know from Chuck, and she was also Miranda Dadass Lawson from the Mass Effect games. I am looking forward to this. Again, I am a big sci-fi and monster movie fan. I love myself some science fiction, horror, and action, and this movie seems right up my alley. So, number 9, Chaos Walking. This I heard about, and the premise is really interesting. It's actually based on a young adult's novel that I must check out. Essentially, there is an apocalyptic event, and humans are very scarce and spread out. And there's a colony of men that send out younger men to look for supplies. And the young member of this all male colony is played by Tom Holland. He's sent out scavenging and he encounters a woman, the first woman encountered, I think, since the apocalypse has happened. And she's played by Daisy Ridley. And she has a revelation that totally breaks the foundations of Holland's character's belief. So if the transcript from page to screen is as good as I hear the book is, it should be very interesting. Again, I really like kind of deep forward thinking sci-fis, and this seems like something that could be very interesting. And I like Holland, and Daisy Ridley was probably one of the better aspects of the new Star Wars trilogy. So yeah, Chaos Walking, that's my number 9 film that I'm looking forward to. Number 8, Godzilla vs. King Kong. Full disclosure, I did not like the original Gareth Edwards Godzilla. I thought it was a bit slow for my liking and only really kicked off near the end. And fucking it felt like Godzilla was only cameoing in his own movie. Apologies, I got tongue tied. But yeah, it didn't even feel like a Godzilla movie. The later movies improved upon the franchise. Kong Skull Island was awesome. The whole soldiers versus giant monsters was pretty cool. I don't know if it was a good King Kong movie, but it was a good introduction to that universe. And they didn't shit all over King Kong. I do think and hope that they're going to develop the character, develop the creature a bit more in this movie. And Godzilla King of the Monsters was just an all-out slugfest. It was great fun, and it was what we should have got. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in this movie. I'm looking forward to it. It's a big brawl. You've seen the old Toho King Kong Godzilla with the two guys in suits. So should be interesting to see these battle in like this big visual effects extravaganza. But the one thing I'm very interested about is Godzilla had a lot of growing to do since the 70s because that's when King Kong has a lot of growing to do since the 70s because that's when King Kong Skull Island took place. So in the bones of 40 to 50 years, he had a lot of growing to do to match up to the size of Godzilla. So I'm going to be interested. A lot of people are saying that he was an adolescent in that movie, but still, fucking Godzilla is a mountain. So hopefully, hopefully he won't like get squished in the first 15 minutes. But yeah, I am looking forward to Godzilla versus King Kong. It's it's just going to be an all-out monster brawl and probably a pure popcorn flick, and that's another thing I love, popcorn flicks. Number seven, New Mutants. Now this is an interesting premise. We've already had kind of R-rated, kind of serious comic book movies, but this is going to be the first kind of proper comic book horror movie, superhero horror movie. The New Mutants, while most of the young X-Men end up in Xavier's school, this focuses on the more disturbed kind of uh, mentally kind of messed up mutants, and they're put into this kind of boarding house and they're not treated very well, and their powers end up causing a lot of fucking negative feedback that starts to affect the school. And two of the characters I'm going to be mainly interested in is Anna Taylor-Joy's character of Magic. If you haven't read the comic, she is a Russian sorceress and sister to Colossus, and she can open rifts to other dimensions. And I have a feeling she's going to be the main driving force. I reckon she's going to open up a portal and let something in that's very malevolent. And the other character I'm really interested in is Maisie Williams is going to be playing Wolfsbane, who is this little Scottish werewolf who has a very bad attitude, and she's pretty cool in the comics. So these kind of messed up mutants are going to have to fight off whatever malevolent force Magic's powers allows through the portal into the school. So it's it's going to be X-Men meets Harry Potter meets fucking The Shining. That's my guess. But yeah, no, it's going to be X-Men meets The Shining from what I've seen in the trailers. And yeah, Anna Taylor Joy is an awesome actress. If you've seen The Witch, she kicks ass, so she should be good in this. Movie number six that I'm looking forward to is Birds of Prey. Now, the trailer's fun, but we've all seen with the DC movies that you know, never judge a book by its cover and never judge a DC movie by its trailer. But one thing I think a lot of people can agree on, that one of the more redeeming and better aspects of Suicide Squad was Margot Robbie's portrayal as Harley Quinn. She was fantastic. She knocked it out of the park, and they're really pushing the kind of advertising and merchandising of this towards being a Harley movie, not just a Birds of Prey movie. So that should be interesting. I just hope they don't over rely on Harley too much, because there's some other really awesome actresses in it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is playing Huntress. Huntress is fucking awesome, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead is fucking class. If you've watched the TV series of Fargo, she was on the later seasons of Fargo. She kicked arse, and if she does Helen Petrelli right, it's going to be fucking awesome. The bad guy is Hugh McGregor, who is going to be playing Black Mask. So that's interesting. I don't think that character's ever been done in any kind of live action form, even in the CW TV shows. And it's going to be dark. It's going to be fairly adult. So I'm hoping it goes balls to the wall with this. Suicide Squad tried that, but I think the horse stopped just at the steeple. So hopefully they'll go all out with this one, and it'll be fairly cool and fairly fun. So number five, Wonder Woman 1984, another DC EU movie, and this one should be a lot more promising because it's the sequel to Patty Jenkins' smash hit Wonder Woman, and one of the more celebrated DC EU movies. We have Gal Gadot returning as Wonder Woman, and it focuses on her exploits in the 80s. Now, one thing that has me a bit puzzled is in Justice League, that seemed to be where she came out of exile and kind of came out and decided to help people. But in this, it shows her like in a department store saving kids from I think terrorists or something like that. And it's just, I really hope they don't fucking piss on their own continuity, by like her kind of saying, "Oh no, I was always around. I was always this." There is a couple of scenes of her taking out cameras with her tiara, so maybe she is trying to cover up her exploits and stuff. The villains look pretty cool. First off, you've Christine Wiig as Cheetah, and I was worried they were going to try and do some shitty CG kind of job with Christine Wiig to turn her into this half human, half cheetah kind of fucking a la Cats kind of job. But what they've done is really clever. First off, Christine Wiig is actually she's she is super attractive in this, and you kind of see her in SNL, and you're like, oh, okay, she's barely playing, but this shows that Christine Wiig is a stunner, and it's mainly down to the fact that she adorns herself in all this kind of high fashion and makes herself look like a femme fatale. And the cool thing is, while she's not going to turn into a cheetah, all her clothes seem to be kind of cheetah patterned or leopard print. So she's obviously going to have the super speed and super strength to take on Diana. The other the other villain that I'm really looking forward to is Pedro Pascal's Maxwell Lord. He's probably going to be the main antagonist, and it seems that Lord has in his possession an ability to grant wishes, which works perfectly because it's the 80s and it's America in the 80s, and the ideal of consumerism and wanting stuff and getting everything and Reaganomics. So it's obvious someone like him could exploit having a power like that to the umpteenth level. Um, I'm guessing that's how Cheetah gets her powers, and I'm also guessing how that's how Trevor comes back. Steve Trevor comes back. Yes, Chris Pine's character returns, and if I had to, this is a theory now. This isn't a spoiler, so I don't want anyone giving me any shit in the comments. But I am fairly sure that Lord maybe brings back Steve Trevor to kind of put Diana off his scent and kind of distract her, and it's going to be interesting because Chris Pine was another fantastic element in the first Patty Jenkins Wonder Woman, and yeah, I liked his character, and the trailer looks very fun, and it's obviously capitalizing on the current trend of people really loving and being nostalgic on the 80s. So yeah, number 5 is Wonder Woman 1984. Really looking forward to that. Also really like her armor from I think Kingdom Come. That's when that armor was first featured. It looks pretty badass. So number 4, Halloween Kills. This one actually, the last Halloween movie that came out, which was a sequel to the original, blew me away. I adored it. I thought it was a fantastic throwback to horror from the 70s and 80s, but kept the modern aesthetic as well. And Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode fucking stole the show. This PTSD Ellen Ripley chick just fucking getting ready. She's totally terrified, but she's also totally determined to protect her family at all means. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Tommy Doyle is returning as well, but it's not going to be Paul Rudd, sadly. I think it's the guy from the Burning Zone TV show. I forget his name. He was also in the Breakfast Club. If anyone can think of his name, he was the nerdy guy in the Breakfast Club, but he's going to be playing Tommy Doyle in it. If anyone can think of his name, just leave him in the comments below, because I have a head like a sieve. That's why I'm reading out of a fucking journal. But yeah, Halloween Kills, really looking forward to it. Hoping that if they do decide to dispatch Laurie Strode, that it isn't like in the first 5 minutes. I hope it's a meaningful death, because that fucking thing in Halloween Resurrection was a pile of shite. That whole movie was a pile of shite. But yeah, number 4 film I'm looking forward to the most in 2020 is Halloween Kills. Number 3, Last Night in Soho. If you are an Edgar Wright fan, this is going to be really interesting, because this is going to be his first kind of serious psychological thriller slash horror. Now, he's done kind of horror before with Shaun of the Dead, and he's done kind of thrillers before with Baby Driver, but this one, it looks and feels very interesting from what I've seen and read up on it. Again, Anna Taylor-Joy is in this. She seems to be becoming the British scream queen. She's becoming like the new Britt Eklund, or maybe kind of like Barbara Steele, because of the witch and because of New Mutants. So I'm going to be interested to see what she's like in this. And also Matt Smith is also in it. Yes, the Doctor is going to be into it. So yeah, I like that aspect because you have what is essentially a new age Barbara Steele or Brit England, and you have a doctor. So it's like a horror Hammer movie. It's like fucking having Tom Baker and Brit England in a horror Hammer movie. And yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And Edgar Wright has never let me down before, even stuff that people don't like of his. I love Baby Driver. I love fucking Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and I think it's an absolute crime those movies didn't get enough recognition as they should. So yeah, that's my third favorite movie I'm looking forward to for 2020. Next up, number two, and I have totally messed up. Actually, that last one was number four. This is number three. I can't even read my writing. Jesus Christ. Number three, A Quiet Place 2. I absolutely adored John Krasinski's A Quiet Place. His directorial debut was fantastic. Emily Blunt was awesome. The creature design was cool. The premise was cool. And this film seems to take place immediately after the events of the last. If you've seen the trailer, it seems to have also a flashback of the kind of the alien attack or alien outbreak. But what has me really, really looking forward to this movie is fellow Irishman and one of my favorite actors, Cillian Murphy, is in this movie. You could put Cillian Murphy in an advertisement for fucking cornflakes and it would be Oscar worthy. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the family progresses and survives in this new world. I really hope they don't make Murphy just a standard romantic kind of ploy for Blunt's character. But if they do, I'll understand. But I hope they do something interesting with the character and just don't have him there for Blunt to ogle. So yeah, number three was A Quiet Place. Number two, if you are a Guillermo del Toro fan, this looks really interesting. It stars Kerry Russell and it's called Antlers. It seems to be centering around a young boy who is taken in and has a weird connection with a weird creature. I'm guessing it's a Wendigo. I'm not 100% sure, but again, the trailer looks awesome for this. The the performances, from what I've seen in the trailer, look pretty cool, and they haven't really given away the creature too much. So yeah, I like that, and it's Guillermo del Toro. If you can't go wrong with him, be it Kronos, Blade 2, Shape of Water. I have not seen a bad movie of his. Devil's Backbone, everything he does, especially horror, the man excels at. So that would be my number two, Antlers. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Again, it's a monster flick. That's one I'm sold. It's Del Toro and monsters. I'm sold on that. And the number one movie I'm looking forward to in 2020 is actually out in February. I think you guys in the States are getting it maybe the 20th of January, but we're getting it in February. And it is Underwater, and it stars Kristen Stewart, of all people. Now, a lot of people bitch about Kristen Stewart, and if you've just watched the Twilight movies, you could just kind of sign her off as just kind of a shite actress, but she actually isn't. If you've seen Adventureland, she's good in that. If you've seen Personal Shopper, she's fantastic in that. She's a good actress. I just don't think she's given good material. But this looks cool, and I think her performance will be good in this. I am biased though because it's an underwater sci-fi horror movie, and by Christ, I've been looking forward to one of them for ages. Now, some could say the last one of them we got was The Abyss. The Abyss was a science fiction movie. It wasn't a horror movie. If you want to go old school, you could go back to Deep Star 6 or the likes of Leviathan. This looks like a return to form to that kind of movie. There's elements of Alien and Alien 3. Stewart's kind of sporting a buzz cut, which is kind of giving me the vibes of Ripley from Alien 3. The aesthetic, the claustrophobia looks amazing. It looks absolutely fucking cool, and that is why it is my number one movie of 2020 that I'm looking forward to. So hopefully it won't be a clunker. But yeah, guys, have you any movies coming out in 2020 that you're looking forward to? If so, leave them in the comments below. And what do you think of my list? Is there anything that you have that you're looking forward to on this list that you want to check out or talk about? My name's Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show, and again, have an awesome new year. Take care. Bye now.